Now let's talk about labor, delivering the baby. How many women don't even make it out of the delivery room? How many women have how many mothers, people who have babies, pregnant people, how many pregnant people sit there and have crazy trauma, like going into all kinds of crazy, going into comas and delivering their babies? How many pregnant people are in labor for days? Excruciating labor. I mean, I don't have kids, but I can't even imagine what it's like to go through labor. I mean, the miracle, because that's really what it is, right? I mean, this is on some next level stuff that women do, that pregnant people do, birthing children. This is some next level stuff. And do women get paid for that? Do mothers get paid for that? No. Nope. Nobody gets a check for that. Once again, undervalued and devalued work that women do in society. Nobody's getting a check for that intensive labor, literally called labor. And you want to go 50-50. Can the man go 50-50 on delivering the baby? And don't get me started on the men who go home to take a nap because they don't want to sleep on the couch in the room. Don't get me started on the men who don't even show up for the labor. Can men go 50-50 on the labor? No. So is this really a 50-50 relationship if you're doing all of this invisible labor and this man is also getting half of his bills covered by you? What about child rearing? Breastfeeding, pumping milk. Can he go 50-50 on breastfeeding with you? Because most mothers, most birthing parents, they breastfeed their children. Is he going to be able to breastfeed with you? Can he pump with you while you sitting at work in a dirty stall, in a dirty public bathroom, pumping, sitting on a nasty toilet? Can he go 50-50 on that with you? I actually, speaking of labor, I had a comment and someone was like, of course you can go 50-50 on labor. You do the labor and then they just do everything else. Some bitches die in labor. Can you go half on the dying part? That's what I mean when I say they devalue labor. In their mind, it's like, oh, you just, breathe a little bit and pop the baby out like you're in the bathroom dropping off the kids at the pool. Can that man go 50-50 with you sitting in that dirty stall at work pumping for your kid, pumping milk? So where is the 50-50? Let's talk about the household, because that's where a lot of this invisible labor gets done. We know, statistically speaking, the vast majority of the household work falls on the woman in the house, the mother. We know that even self-identified progressive men statistically still don't do an equal amount of housework around the house. And that even those so-called progressive men, they still fall into gender roles when they move in with women or they get married and live with women. So even the quote unquote good guys, the feminist guys, will still have you picking up their dirty drawers. And we know statistically that not only do married mothers, not only do they do the vast majority of the housework, right? But they also have more work added to them because of you. Having a husband in the house adds more work. They're working more. They work more hours in the house than single mothers do. Single mothers are more well-rested on average than married mothers are. But I thought single mothers were struggling out here because they had to do it all on their own. I thought it was so important for the daddy to be there. But actually, he's adding to your burden, girl. And this is statistically proven. Go look it up. I'm not making this up. We've actually talked about it on this podcast before. Go back and take a look where I pull out the actual stats. So this woman now is taking over a majority of the labor in the household, right? And if you have children, she done carried the baby at the expense of her own body. And what, like, again, what they don't tell you is that it's not just about, oh, I lost my figure. It's not just about that. Some women they are incontinent after having children. Some women, like I said, die. They don't even make it through the pregnancy. So you done had, if you guys have children, you done had carried the child, birthed the child, took care of that child. Because let's be real, the vast majority of childcare falls on the mama. The dad takes care of the child for 15 minutes and it's like, whoa, amazing. Give that guy a high five, 5 stars all around. He's babysitting his kids. Dads get to babysit their kids. And you talking about going 50-50 with that motherfucker. So all that invisible labor that he cannot ever go 50-50 with you on. Or in the case of taking care of the household that he chooses not to go 50-50 with you on, playing dumb, weaponized incompetence, acting like he doesn't know how the laundry machine works, the washing machine and the dryer. Now you got to hold his hand and then you're like, forget it, I'll just do it myself. And there he goes again. He won again. Now he doesn't even have to do the laundry anymore. So there's invisible labor he cannot go 50-50 on, and invisible labor that he most likely statistically will choose not to go 50-50 on. So you're doing 100% of the child bearing, the child carrying, and most of the child rearing. You're doing most of the household stuff, and you want to pay 50%? And you want to pay 50%. And I know there's people, because there was people when I talked about this on my TikTok earlier this week who didn't watch the whole TikTok and decided to jump to the comments because they got flustered. They didn't like what I had to say. I know that there's people who are going to be like, okay, well, I don't want kids. And I am a feminist man who does believe in doing 50-50. Or, a woman thinking, well, I'm going to find a man who's going to do 50-50. Every woman thinks they're going to find that unicorn. Every woman thinks she's going to be the unicorn that finds the unicorn. I mean, I would touch your hand when I say this, but whatever. You're not going to listen anyway.